Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name is David, and today we're going to talk about Family Guy, okay? Not just my Family Guy collection, which I will show you in a sec, but one episode in particular, okay, that I've been asked to talk about, okay? So let's go through the collection. First of all, I have this shirt, okay, it says, freaking epic! So there's my Family Guy t-shirt, and let's go through the collection real quick. Got all the episodes and all the DVDs. Got the video games too. Okay, Back to the Multiverse, the original video game. Got this trivia game in this nice tin case. We got the four men, okay, Joe up there, and then we got Cleveland, Peter, and Quagmire. We got the whole family, the Griffin family right there inside this box set, which I have done a video of. And plus there's the Star Wars movies, okay? And I believe I have more, but I just don't have it displayed with me. I can't find it. Anyway, this past weekend, November 24th, 2013, we had an episode called Life of Brian, okay? It was the 216th episode of the entire series, Season 12, Episode 6, okay? In the episode, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it, and if you haven't seen it, you probably have already heard about it, because it was all over the news. There was, like, the JFK assassination anniversary and like the Doctor Who 50th, and Catching Fire just came out, but everyone that I know was talking about Family Guy. So yeah, it was weird. So Brian Griffin, the white Labrador Retriever in the series, okay, that was created and voiced by Seth MacFarlane himself, died. He got ran over by a car. There was this emotional scene in the hospital. There was a funeral and all that, and we are told to believe that the character has been killed off. You know, he actually died in the show. Okay, and if you are familiar with the series, you know that time travel is possible in the Family Guy universe. Okay, well, that is not likely to happen now because Stewie, who builds the time machine in the series, has destroyed it. Okay, so he can't do it, and he couldn't find the parts to rebuild it. But a lot of people are speculating that that Brian will come back, and I think he will be either mentioned or will come back in some form also. But you know what? I'm just gonna roll with it. Okay, for all we know, next week the episode is like a dream or something. So it's like everything's back to normal. I don't know. There was a petition that was made right after the show was made by Aaron something. They had like 80,000 signatures on that petition. Okay, it was the fastest growing entertainment related petition in history. So it was big. Okay, so who knows how the producers and the writers will react to that petition or whatever. But as of right now, I don't mind if they kill off Brian, and I'm just gonna roll with it. Okay, a lot of people are saying, well, other shows like South Park, they killed off a main character. Like, they killed off Kenny in one episode. Well, they killed off in all episodes, but for one season, he was killed off definitely. Okay, he didn't come back for a whole season. And at the end, he was like, well, hey, Kenny, where you been? And he was like, oh, I was right over there. So, so whatever, right? They may or may not do that on Family Guy. You know, Family Guy is a little different. They have killed off characters before. Muriel, okay, Mort Goldman's wife, she was killed off in the season 9 opening premiere, and she hasn't come back. She's been mentioned, but she's dead. Okay, she's definitely dead. Diane, the news reporter, she's dead. Okay, they killed her off in that same episode that Muriel died in. Bertram, Stewie's brother, he died. It hasn't been mentioned or brought back, but there was some characters like Kevin, Joe Swanson's son. You know, he said way back in a few episodes that he died in Iraq, and then in a Thanksgiving episode he came back. So there you go. That's one way of bringing it. So I don't know. It was much more easier for writers to bring back Kevin than Brian, because you know we see a dead body when it comes to Brian. They did introduce a new character called Vinny. He's also a dog, talking and much more intelligent. The other thing about why it angered so many fans of the show is that Brian was one of the more intelligent characters. He was like like the reason of the show, okay? But you know, he smokes pot and he's very liberal, and you know, he's kind of he thinks outside the box, you know. Brian, that's the character, you know. He's like a college graduate, and he's you know, he went to college, and you know, he's writing books and stuff like that. You know, he's known in the show as one of the most, if the most intelligent character in the show. Although he's always dating bimbos and stuff like that, but yeah, whatever. Excuse me. So they did introduce a new character called Vinny. Okay, he talks too. He's also a dog. He says he's part cat too, but I like the character. I like the voice of the character. You know, he's Tony from not Tony, but the actor's name is Tony. I can't figure out the name, but he was in The Sopranos. Okay, and I was a big fan of The Sopranos also. Just like Seth MacFarlane is a fan of The Sopranos, I'm a fan of The Sopranos. But I don't like the fact that when Stewie accepted him into the family at the end of the episode, that was our acceptance of him also. You know, not everyone will take him like that. I also noticed that things happen way too quick, okay? I feel like this should have been like a trilogy of episodes or something. Maybe it will, okay? As of right now, the episode just aired and we don't know what's going to happen next week. But I read that next week's episode will not have anything to do with Brian, and you know, it will be like a Quagmire and Peter episode. And we'll see what happens there. But I feel like, you know, they should have killed Brian this episode. The next episode is they introduce Vinny, and then the following episode they do something that makes us accept Vinny, okay, and then you know, we feel good about ourselves. I mean, other characters, I mean, they can bring back, I mean, Seth MacFarlane's still part of the series, you know, so he can voice the character again if he wants to. Other shows like South Park, for instance, you know, they killed off Miss Chokes-on-Dick and the bus driver, Pip. They killed off Chef, but yeah, and they're still gone. But you know, we don't really miss them. You know, Brian, we miss. Okay, what else? And then there's other episodes where we thought someone died and then they came back. Like, if you watch Smallville, they killed off Chloe in one episode, and she was gone for a couple episodes. Like, they took her away from the opening credits and stuff like that, and then they brought her back. So she then you know, she was brought back into the opening credits and stuff like that. But the character Chloe in Smallville, which aired on the WB, she was killed off, and then she was brought back, like, what, 4 or 5 episodes later? So, yeah. So, yeah, that's Family Guy for me. I have a huge collection, and to me, I'm just going to say I'm going to roll with it. Okay, I like Seth MacFarlane's writing. If you've seen, especially those Road to episodes and those time traveling episodes, those are my favorites. I like the writing in this show. Okay, to be honest with you, I think it's not as creative as South Park or Simpsons, even though, you know, all these shows have kind of deteriorated in quality over time. But I have to say that when it comes to my rankings, Family Guy is probably like third, and then South Park and then Archer next. Okay, and then you know, I can go through another video about comparing all these different TV shows that I like and stuff like that, but we're not going to go through that right now. But Family Guy is way up there, okay, among my favorite shows, period. Okay. My friends and I, we always watched the show together, and you know, we saw the movies, the Star Wars movies together, and you know, we laughed and we had a great time. So we always discussed the episodes. We haven't actually discussed this one yet. We haven't hung out because of the Thanksgiving weekend. Everyone's so busy. But yeah, as far as I know, Brian, if he's dead, I'll accept that. Okay, but if you bring him back, I'll be fine with that too. I wouldn't say, oh, the show's trying to trick us and stuff like that. But I like to just want to roll with it. Okay. I read in the article that they wanted to kill off one of the kids. Okay. But the voice actors were very relieved. I mean, because Seth MacFarlane created the show, I feel like he felt like it's okay to kill the character he voices, okay? I mean, yeah, so. I really have not much more to say. I mean, if I want to, someone asked for my thoughts, here it is, okay? So, Jacob, this is for you. Uh, anyway, for everyone else, thank you for watching, people. Rate, favor, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later, okay?